Hello, and welcome to Spooky Time with me, your host, Dopes559. Before we get going, if you haven't subscribed yet, why not subscribe? Please, it would make my day. Click on the subscribe button and also the little bell thingy, so if you do that, then when I release a video, you'll be notified. I don't know. I never click on it myself, so I'm not even sure what it does, but it's what people tell me. I'm sorry if you can hear any noise, but my neighbors are having a party, so there's not really much I can do about it. I just have to, he just does stuff like this, and I've told him, on a Friday night, like, you can have friends around, but just be quiet, because he knows I make these videos, but he never listens, so anyway, I'm just gonna have to move on. But if you hear any noise, that's why. So today we're going to be talking about icebergs, and this is an explanation for an iceberg. So if you should ever find yourself out in the ocean, you'll know all the signs to identify an iceberg at a distance. Number one, the sky. This is basically everything the iceberg. This is void of iceberg, like, this is nothing. This is just empty air. This is where the birds fly. This is where there's more wind. I think this is too shallow for there to be clouds, but this is basically, we haven't gotten to the iceberg yet. This is just empty space. So the interesting one's the next one. This is nothing, but it's worth mentioning because sometimes in order to define something, you need to understand what it's not, so it's worth mentioning. Number two, the outer bump. This is the little sticky uppy part that comes out of the water that's like, kind of looks like the top of an ice cream, like a soft serve. So this is strikingly the only part you can actually see above the water. I know right now that we can see the rest of it, but that's because we're looking at a photo that goes under the water. But if you were above the water, you'd only be able to see the little ice cream part. So that's that little bit. I'm sure it houses penguins and other aquatic life. So also, if you ever got stranded, this would be the part where you would live, make a little cave and try and survive. So number three, down under. This is by far the most dangerous part of the iceberg. This is probably where a lot of ships like the Titanic, tragically in 1912, this is where it would have struck, and this is where it did the most damage. I would say that this part of any iceberg has probably killed more people historically than the rest. So this is definitely the danger zone. Try and avoid this. If you ever find yourself at sea, please be aware of this. You won't be able to see it, but just have your wits about you. I think we're up to four. Number four, extra down under. This is just more essentially of the same of what we saw before. So, there's nothing really extra to say. This is just more iceberg now underwater. I would say this is probably less dangerous because boats can't really go down this far, but maybe if you're in a little marine vessel, this might be the dangerous area. I'm not really sure, but yeah, this is just the bit below. Okay. Number five, basically the bottom. We're almost at the bottom now. This is like just before you get to the bottom. Let's just keep going because there's nothing really to say about this. Number six, the bum. This is the bum of the iceberg, the bottom. And what's really spooky about this one is it actually kind of looks like a human face. Can you see that? So that's really spooky. I don't know if all icebergs look like that at the bottom. I don't think so, but it's still spooky. You can see the nose and he's looking. So you definitely you wouldn't want to be down this far in an iceberg because I guess the water pressure probably would be a lot, and I think you're probably a fool for trying if you manage to get this far down the iceberg. So I think as far as venturing goes, you should probably stay at the outer bump, but it's still good to know that this part's down here, I think. Number 7, nothing. Similar to the air, this is like It's like the opposite to air. This is like the void. Only this time, instead of nothing, it's full of water. So this is like nothing but water. So I mean, it's not nothing, it's nothing but water. It's just totally water. So just bear that in mind. This is probably the real spooky part, where there's like, anglerfish and demons. Well, I mean, maybe not demons, but like kraken and scary creatures. So yeah, best to avoid this part at all costs. And that's it. That's my iceberg explanation. I hope that helps you the next time you're in a water vessel and you're out at sea. It helps you identify an iceberg at a distance and know that what it is and what to expect. I only wish that the Titanic had known this information, but it's too late now. Thank you very much for watching my video. If you have any other information about icebergs, please let me know in the comment section what you think. Again, I'm sorry about my neighbor. It just drives me crazy. But anyway, I don't want to talk about it because it just gets me riled up. But hopefully that hasn't been too much of a distraction. Thank you so much for listening to my video. Please like, subscribe, and I hope you have a spooky night. And I know one thing for sure, that the next time I see a little girl on her own in a forest, I'll be walking in the other direction. Have a spooky night.